And then you might want to take your socks off. I don't know. See how you feel. You might, just so you don't slip. I'm going to put you on mute. Okay. So we're going to start with just our feet flat on the floor, and we're going to start from the head going down. So we're just going to look down first, and then up first, and then down first, and then up first. Then we're going to just move the head from think about putting your ear on your shoulder, and then after that we'll add a twist. So we'll twist to the left and right, and then we'll do a few circles with the head to the right direction, and then we're going to go to the left, and then I'll walk you through the rest, okay? So I'm just going to count it. Just make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. Watch where your knees are falling, so you don't want to have your knees going inward. So feet planted into the floor, and then everything else stacked up on top. So tummy is in, shoulders are wide, and arms are relaxed, okay? So let's just start with the head. So we're going to go down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up. Now to the side. So ear to one shoulder and switch, and one side and switch, and one side and switch. One more, one side and switch. Now we're going to look to the right side and left side. There should be no tension in the neck. Right side and left side, right side and left side, and right side and left side. Now draw a big circle with your head to the right direction. Shoulders are down. We're only moving the neck. It might feel tight in some areas. We're still going to the right side. Good, and let's switch to the left. So big circle with the left. Shoulders are down, tummy is in, shoulders are relaxed. Good, and slowly bring the head up. Now we're going to lift the shoulders. So I'm going to lift the shoulders up and then drop the shoulders. We'll do this a couple times. Then we're going to draw circles only with the shoulders. And then we'll add the elbows. Then we will add the arms. And then we'll do everything reverse. So we'll be coming inward, just isolating the shoulders, then adding the elbows, and then adding the arms. Okay? So still in the same position. Here we go. Let's draw some circles with the shoulders going backward. Try to get the full range of motion as much as you can. It might hurt in some areas or feel a little bit weird. Good. Make sure to breathe. And let's add the elbows. So now we're just going to make the range of motion a little bit bigger. Good. Now let's add the full arms. So we're adding the arms. Try to really open up the chest at the top. Good. Your shoulders might feel like a little bit crunchy. Good. Now let's start reverse. Start reverse with just the shoulders coming inward. Good. And let's add the elbows slowly. So shoulders and elbows. Good. Now let's add big arms coming inward. Really opening up the chest at the top position. And try to match your breath with your movement. So every time you expand your chest, you'll take a breath in. And every time you bring the arms down, you will take a breath out. Good. Okay. We're going to do some roll down. So we're going to move on to the spine. So I'm going to turn around so you can see me. So from this position, we're going to drop the head first, then the shoulders, then the chest. We're going to go all the way down from the hips, hinge from the hips, to the floor. From here, you'll start to feel a stretch in the hamstrings. We'll hold it for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to reverse. So the hips come down, spine comes up, shoulders, head is the last thing that comes up. So in this exercise, you want to feel heavy. So again, no tension. So when you're going down, don't have your neck in this position. Relax the head like someone is pulling you down all the way, all the way, all the way, way. And bend the knees, slowly roll up. Okay, we'll do this 4 times. Here we go, starting with the head. Head goes down 1. Add the shoulders, add the chest, add the waist, down to the floor, and just take a few long breaths in this position. You should feel your hamstrings. Good, relax the head, relax the arms so there's no tension in the body. Slowly bend the knees and roll yourself back up, vertebra by vertebra, until the head is standing up. Good, and repeat. Head goes down first, then the shoulders. I'm going to turn so I can see you. Good, drop the chest all the way down, relax the arms, relax the head, drop the head. There you go, drop the head. Good, hold it there for a few breaths. Take a few breaths, long, deep breaths in. You should feel your hamstrings. Good, bend the knees slowly. And come up slowly. Come up to a standing position. Good, head is the last thing to come up. Let's do this 2 more times. Head goes down all the way until our hands touch the floor. Good, relax your head. So you think about looking behind you. There you go. Now this time, stay in that position. I'm just going to ask you to bend your left knee. Bend your left knee, but keep your right knee stretched. Good, so you should feel more of a stretch on one side. Good, now switch the sides. So straighten your knee and bend the opposite knee. So the weight is shifting from one side to the other. And you're feeling a deeper stretch in that hamstring. Good, stretch both of your knees so that both of your knees are straight. Slowly bend your knees and come to a standing position. Good. Next, so we're going to do a little bit of just ankle mobility. So what we're going to do first, I think you can see my feet. So I'm going to do like a half a foot. So my heel comes off. Then this is going to hurt a little bit. I'm going to press my weight into my knuckles, and then I'm going to do half a foot and then come down. So you want to actually put weight on that foot. So you don't want to keep your weight on the back leg. You really want to apply some pressure to that leg so you can stretch out all the little intrinsic muscles inside of the foot. Okay, so that's going to be the first thing we're going to do. Your knuckles might crack. We'll do a few with the right side, a few with the left side. Then I'm just going to start to draw some circles with my ankles going outward. And I'm keeping the ball of my foot, so think of your foot, the 2 ends, I'm keeping it on the floor. And I'm just doing small circles going outward. And then we'll go on the other side. And then we will come inward and then come inward. Okay, ankle mobility is really important in squats, lunges, a lot of lifts. And it's something we don't do enough of. So let's start with the right side. I will mirror you, so I'll go with my left. So put pressure on half of the foot. Now really press your toe forward. Good, and half. And bring the foot back down. Good, and lift your heel off the ground. Press your weight into the knuckles. You should feel a stretch on the outside of the foot. Half a toe. Down, let's do 2 more. So press your weight into that foot. Now on your toe, press the toes. Half a toe. And down, let's do 1 more. Half a toe. And really press the foot. Half a toe. And let's switch sides, other side. Half a toe. Press your weight into the foot. Half a toe. Come back. 3 more times, half a toe. Press the weight into the foot. Your toes might crack. Half a toe. And down. Let's go 2 more. Half a toe. Press the weight into the foot. Half a toe. And down. 1 more. Half a toe. Full weight into the foot. Half a toe. And down. Good. Now let's just slowly start to draw some circles with the ankle going outward. Good. You can move your knee a little bit to increase the range of motion. Good, I'm going outward. I'm drawing circles outward. Now let's go ahead and bring the circles inward towards the body. Try to keep the ball of your foot on the floor. Good. And let's shake that foot out. Just relax the foot and switch sides. So my two balls of the ball of my foot is on the floor and I have pressure on both sides. I'm just drawing a circle going outward with my ankle. I'm adding the knee for a little bit more. Good. And let's slowly start to come in with your foot drawing circles inward. Good, and just shake it out and relax. So you should feel blood circulating all the way from your head all the way down to your foot. Let's go ahead and let's sit on the floor. So I'm gonna bring my mat this way so you can see me, and I'm gonna just adjust the camera. Okay. So we're just gonna be in a seated position. From here, we're gonna keep one foot flat on the floor. The other foot is gonna drop down to the floor, and you don't wanna lift it and bring it down. You kind of wanna just let it relax. Let the weight, yeah, there you go. Then you're gonna extend the leg forward. Extend the leg forward. Then you're gonna turn the knee inward and then bring it up. Let me go back so you can see me a little bit better. So you're gonna open the leg. You're gonna drop it down. You're gonna turn it in, and then you're gonna bring it up. So we'll do 4 on one side, and this is for the hips, so it should feel really nice on the hips, but think about letting your body just fall into the position versus you controlling the movement. Okay, so we'll go 4 with one side, and then 4 with the other side, then we'll go with both legs together, and then we'll do it reverse. You can just have your weight on your arms behind you. Here we go, so let's go with the right leg, drop. Extend it forward, rotate it in, and bring it up. Good, second one, drop it down, extend it forward, rotate it in, and bring it up. Repeat, drop it down, extend it forward, rotate in, and bring it up. Drop it down, extend it forward, rotate in, and bring it up. Good, switch to the other side. Drop it down, extend it forward, rotate it in, and bring it up. Good, drop it down and extend forward, rotate it in, bring it up. 2 more times, open and extend, rotate in and bring it up. Good, 1 more time, open, extend, rotate in and up. Here we go, both legs open, just kind of let it fall. Good, extend the legs, rotate it inward, bring it up, drop it open, extend it out, rotate it in and up, drop it down, extend it forward, rotate it in and up. Last one, and open and extend, rotate in and bring it up. Good, now we're just going to be in this open position. Don't think about having the heels close to the body. You want it to be a little bit out so that your hips are in a relaxed position. And you can just hold the ankles, and we're just going to kind of move from side to side. You should feel some pressure in the glutes in the back a little bit. And from wherever you feel comfortable, we're just going to add a little bit of a reach forward as much as you can. So I'm going to reach forward. I'm thinking about keeping the spine straight, and I'm just going to hold it there for a few breaths. Wherever that is for you, just reach forward and you'll start to feel a pressure in the back glutes, in the rotator, and just hold it there for a few long breaths. Good, and let's stay there and just breathe through it. I know it hurts. And every time you exhale, feel like you're going a little bit deeper into the stretch. You can reach your arms a little bit more forward. Good, and you can relax the head so there's no tension in the head. And let's try to go a little bit farther. Good, and slowly come back up. Okay, let's add a little bit depth to the stretch. So we're gonna sit not like this, so you're not putting your feet on top of each other, so your hips are just relaxed. but my legs are kind of, yeah, there you go. And you don't have to have the feet close to the body. That makes it it pinches your hips so you can relax a little bit. Okay. So now whichever leg is forward, you're gonna reach to that side. So we're gonna think about pressing this hip down to the floor. So we're not gonna reach forward and then lift this hip up. Think about pressing this hip down to the floor and wherever that is, even if you're gonna start here and then you can melt down a little bit more, okay? So you will go to your right leg is forward, so you'll reach to the right side, opposite side. There you go. Try to touch the floor, good, and do you feel a stretch right in here? Okay, and hold it there for a couple of breaths. Good, and then you can drop your head down a little bit more to feel a deeper stretch. Good, hold it there for a few breaths. And after a few breaths, just try to reach forward a little bit more. So you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch. And every time you exhale, you should feel your body relaxing a little bit more and the stretch getting a little bit deeper. Good, and slowly walk yourself back to the center. Feels like a good, painful stretch. Let's stay on that side. So you'll bring the elbow now close to the body. Good. And now we're going to reach the arm. Now we're going to go to the side. Good. So just reach your arm this way. And again, we want to think about not lifting this hip up. So go as much as you can until that hip is not off the floor. Good, and relax the neck so your head is up this way. You want to relax to add weight into that stretch. Good. And just take a few long breaths in this position. And now you can just relax the elbow a little bit. So yeah, there you go. And it'll add a little bit more weight into the stretch. You feel the side over here, Marco? Okay, good. Good, and let's slowly come back up. Good, let's switch sides. So bring the other leg forward. We'll go to the other side. So we're gonna reach to the low diagonal. Again, we're making sure that hip is on the floor and we're gonna reach to the diagonal. If your head is upright, you're not gonna feel as much of a stretch. You wanna just relax the neck. If you see me looking up, I just wanna make sure that you're doing it correctly. So I'm going to hold that position. Good. One side should feel a little bit tighter than the other one, if that's normal. And just take a few deep breaths. And again, every time we are exhaling, we should feel that we're going a little bit deeper into the stretch. And when you're ready, you can reach your arms out a little bit further away from the body. A few more breaths. Good, and bring yourself back to the center. Now we're gonna go to the side. So the elbow is gonna be close to the body, and we don't wanna lean back. We wanna keep that elbow close to our side. Good, palm flat on the floor, pressing this hip into the floor. We're gonna just reach out, and you should feel a stretch all the way up here. And remember, our head is not up here, our head is dropped. Good. Few long breaths. Good. Now let's just relax the tip of the hand from the elbows to add a little bit more weight into the stretch. Good. Hold there. Good. Extend the arm and slowly come up. Since we're here in this position, let's work on the neck a little bit. So what we're going to do is you can just have your feet, whatever is a comfortable position for you, as long as both of our sit bones are onto the floor. Think about your spine being nice and lifted. So if I had like an imaginary string, I would be pulling myself up. What we're going to do is relax the shoulders. You're going to move your head just like we did in the beginning. So think about having your ear on your shoulder, but you're just going to add a little bit more weight by pulling your head down. And you're going to feel a stretch going from the neck all the way down to the end of your arm. Okay, so think about lifting up. So I'm not sitting in my spine, I'm lifting up. Go ahead and pick whatever side you want to go to first. And then you'll take your arm and pull your neck good towards the ground. Good, and you should automatically feel a stretch in this area. Good, and just relax the neck. Now what we want to do after a few more breaths is you're going to take this arm and you're going to reach it out. And if you kind of move your arm, you'll find a place that the stretch feels a little bit deeper. And when you find where that place is for you, you can just hold on to it. You can reach it out or back. There you go. Just let the stretch deepen a little bit more. Good. And hold it for a few breaths. Good, and relax. Come back up. It should feel really nice on the neck. You okay? Now we're gonna look to the diagonal. So first we were to the side. Now we're just gonna look to the diagonal, and the stretch is now gonna go a little bit further back. So we were stretching the side of the neck. Now we're gonna go a little bit more back. This is a really good exercise if you ever have a headache, or like me, I like to paint or read, so I'm always like looking down and then I get cramps in the neck. So this is a really good exercise to take some tension off the head. So we're going to look to the diagonal. So if my head is forward, I'm not going to the side, I'm going to the diagonal. Same idea, look down, and then now we're going to pull the head from the back forward. Good. There you go. You feel it a little bit more in the back of the neck. Good, and then we can do the same idea. Kind of reach the arm out and back and just kind of move it around until you can find a place that the stretch is a little bit deeper. Good, and let's hold it there for a few breaths. And every time you exhale, feel like your body's releasing a little bit more tension and you are lengthening the muscles. Good, and relax. Let's switch sides to even everything up a little bit. We'll go to the other side. Place the arm on the ear, pull it towards yourself. There you go. And let's just hold it there. We're stretching the side of the neck first. And when you're ready, you can reach the arm out. And we're making sure that we're still breathing. You know, it hurts, but we don't want to hold the breath. We want to keep breathing. and slowly come back. Stretch the neck up gently. Now we're going to turn to the diagonal. Pull the head from the hand goes behind the head and pull it down. First, find an area that it feels tight. Then you can reach your arm back, out. Good. And really try to relax the head, pulling it closer to the ground, but keeping the spine stretched and not sink in the lower back like this. Good, hold it there for a few more breaths. Good, relax the arm, relax the head, and come back up. Okay, so our head is all stretched out. Let's move on to the shoulders a little bit. A very simple stretch. We're just gonna take one arm, stretch over to the other side, and we're gonna hold the, there you're gonna pull the arm close to your body. You should feel a stretch right in the shoulder, a little bit in the scapula, and we're sitting nice and tall. Let's take a few long breaths in this position. If you feel the stretch getting deeper, you can also pull the arm a little bit closer to the body to deepen the stretch. And we're making sure we're breathing, as painful as it is. Good, now stretch that arm out. Bring it behind the head. Try to touch your shoulder. Now we're going to do the reverse. You can take the elbow and you're going to try to pull it. Good. And try to breathe. I know it's hard. Everything's tight and it hurts. Good, try to breathe through it. A few more breaths. Long breaths, not tiny short breaths. Good, and relax the arm. Good, let's even it out. Switch it out to the other side. Stretch the arm in, lift up and in, pull it in towards you. Good, and let's take long breaths. Lift the spine up. Try to just relax the arm. And hold it there for a few more breaths, and then we will switch. Good, let's open the arm. Reach the shoulder behind you. One side will be tighter than the other one, and that's okay. Good, try to pull the elbow down. Feel a stretch. Try to hold there for a few more breaths. Good, and relax the arm. Okay, awesome. How do you feel? You're doing okay? Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead. I'm going to turn around on my back. I just want to see how much time we have left so I can cover everything. Okay. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. What we're going to do is I'm going to have my shoulders flat on the floor and my hips are going to be flat on the floor. This is going to be, again, for the hips and then also the rotator. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our knees or right in line with our hips. My feet are flat on the floor and there's no tension in my neck. So I'm not going to be up in this position. I'm just relaxed and I don't want to arch the back. So I should not be able to pass my arm underneath here. Take a big exhale so we're nice and flat. We're just going to lift the knee up and I'm going to draw with my knee really small circles. And I already feel my hip cracking a little bit. That's okay. What we don't want to do is move the entire pelvis. So you don't want the pelvis to move. We want to stabilize the hips, the pelvis, to press this into the floor. And we're just going to do small circles. We'll start with small and then we'll go a little bit bigger. And you will feel like some crunchiness in that hip socket. That's okay. And then we'll go inward. And then we'll switch the legs and then we'll move on. Okay, so just go ahead and get in a comfortable position. Make sure that the shoulders are flat on the floor. Feet are planted flat into the floor. And when you're ready, go ahead and lift your right or your left leg. Good, and we're just gonna draw tiny small circles going outward with your knee. So the knee is initiating. There you go, good. And try to make sure that opposite hip is not moving. And you should feel some tightness in that hip socket. Good, a few more times. Now let's have the circles going inward. So reverse it, coming inward towards the body. Good. You can start off nice and small. Good, and we're focusing on only that one side. So we're not moving the opposite side. Good. A few more circles. You should feel like a good back pain in that hip. Good, and relax the foot. And kind of just be aware of the difference between the sides. Now let's go ahead and switch sides. So lift the other leg up off the ground. Good, and small circles. Going outward, good, relax the foot, relax the hip, relax the shoulders. Being aware of what is on the floor. No tension in the body. We're kind of just flat on the floor. Good, going nice and smoothly outward. Focusing on that one side. Good, and now slowly go ahead and bring the knee inward. Starting off with small circles. Good. And slowly relax the foot. Good. Okay, I don't know if you can see me, but it's gonna come up here. Your other knee is dropped, and I'm just gonna have my hand on my knee and kind of just press it outward. And you should feel not much of a stretch, but a little bit of a stretch. And from after this position, we're gonna take the hands, we're gonna hug the leg, and we're gonna bring the leg close to the body, okay? So first, let's just start with the knee out, and we're just gonna hold it, press the knee, kind of to just open up that hip, that rotator, the glute. Pressing the knee away from the body. Good, and let's go ahead and hug our thigh. So the hand goes around the thigh. Good, and bring it towards your body. Try to keep the shoulders flat on the floor. Good, and lengthen the spine. This is going to be kind of painful. We did a lot of lunges this week, and burpees and squats, which are all hip dominant movements. We use the hips a lot and the glutes. So this is a really good stretch to open it up. Good, hold it there for a few more breaths. Try to make sure that there's no tension in the upper body, that the shoulders are flat on the floor, your spine is flat on the floor, and your pelvis is as close to the floor as possible. So we're lengthening the spine. And every time you exhale, feel that the stretch is getting a little bit deeper. Good, and let's go ahead and switch sides. Bring the feet back to the floor. Good. Bring the opposite leg up. Good, and relax the knee. We're just gonna press the knee down a couple of times, opening up that hip before we bring the leg close to the body. Good, and go ahead and hug your thigh, bring it close to the body. Again, same thing. Your hips are open, your pelvis is close to the floor, your shoulders are open, they are not contracted off the floor, the back of your head is on the floor, no arch in the spine. And we're just taking a few long breaths in this position. And if you feel comfortable, you can slowly bring that leg closer to your body. That thigh that you're hugging, you can bring it closer to the body. If you feel that the stretch is getting deeper. Few more breaths in. Good, and go ahead and relax. Okay, next, let's go ahead and sit. Let's turn around on our tummy. This is just a little bit of a shoulder stretch. This is good for overhead movements. I see a lot when I'm coaching. Some people have limited mobility in the shoulders, so any snatches or overhead squats are an issue. This is a good exercise for that. So I'm gonna turn, actually I'm gonna do it this way. So I'm gonna be on my tummy. Yeah, I think you can see it better like this. My arms are gonna be out to the side. And I'm just gonna bring the shoulder blades up together and then bring it back down. So don't think of like back extensions. Elbows are gonna be close to the body. I'm just gonna come up and come down. But the thing is, I don't wanna use my head. So I don't wanna look up. I wanna keep looking down to the floor and just thinking about bringing my shoulder blades together. After we do this for 8 times, we're gonna hold it up here, and what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna reach my arms forward, and then I'm gonna bring it back, and I'm still staying up. Okay, so let's warm up the back first. So look down to the floor, elbows are on the floor, my feet are close together. I'm gonna engage my core, and let's go ahead and lift up 8 times. Go ahead and lift the arms up. Good, and come down. And 2, and down. And 3, and down, no pinching anywhere, and 4, and down, we're breathing, and 5, and down, and 6, and down, and 7, and down. On that 8th one, we're gonna hold it up. Here we go, reaching forward, reach the arms above the head, and together, and 2, I'm still up, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and down, 4 more, 4, and down, and 3, and down, and 2, and down, and 1, and down, and relax. Good, press yourself up, stretch it out. We want to think about widening the chest. So you can have your arms out a little bit wider. Good, so we're not pinching the spine. And we're just gonna add a little bit of a shoulder rotation. So I'm gonna bring one shoulder forward, good, as much as you can, and come back up, widening the shoulders. So try to reach your shoulders back and switch to the other side. Good, and come up. Let's do this a couple more times. Reach the shoulder forward, and up. Switch the side. Good. and up. You okay, Marco? Okay. Let's finish off with one more in this position, and then we'll go into some other stretches. So this is kind of an easier one. Again, it's for that overhead. I'm sure you felt your shoulders and your back extensors in that last stretch. This next one, it's going to be a plank to a down dog position. I'm just going to get off the mat so I don't slip. So we're going to hold a plank. We're going to keep the feet where they are, but we're going to send the hips up, and I'm going to hyperextend. So from the side, I'm trying to bring my heels down to the floor, and I'm actually pressing. I'm not rounding the back here. I'm pressing my chest down to the floor. I'm going to keep everything where it is, and I'm just going to shift forward into a plank. Hold it there. Press the heels up, and I'm really pressing my chest like through my legs to open up the chest. Coming back down, hold that plank, pressing the heels down, okay? So let's just do 8 of those. Whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into a plank position. Here we go, lift the hips up, pressing the heels down to the floor, stretching the arms. Good, come back to a plank and hold. And press up, lift the hips up, heels down to the floor, pressing your body through your legs. Come back to a plank and hold. Pressing the heels down to the floor, hyperextending, lifting the hips up, chest is going through the legs, come back forward into a plank and hold. Repeat, press the heels down, press the shoulders through the heels. Hold it there for a couple counts, good, and come back to the plank. 2 more, here we go, lifting up, press the hips up to the ceiling, heels down to the floor, stretch those elbows, come back to a plank, and let's go one more time. Heels go down, hips go up, arms are stretched. Hold it there. Good, and slowly, we can come to a sitting position. Okay, so we did some shoulders. Let's go into some hip flexor stretches. So for this one, we're going to be in a lunge. So your front leg is going to be in a 90-degree angle at first. You're going to extend your back leg out. I'm just going to go on the mat so my knee is not hurting. So my front leg is going to stay at a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to make sure that my knee is not going inward or falling out. And we're going to have the arms on the inside. Good, and try to bring your hips forward. So I'm not back here. Let me turn around so you can see. So I'm not up here. My hips are low. So I don't want to be up here. I'm still keeping my knee in a 90-degree angle, but I'm pressing my hips down to the floor. Good, and you should already feel a little bit of a stretch in this position in the back hip flexor. I'm just going to stay on the side so you can see me a little bit better. From here, we're going to just reach the arm that's closest to the knee up, and I'm going to bring that elbow down to the floor, not changing anything, and reach up and twist, opening up the chest. And take an exhale as we bring the elbow down close to the floor. Let's do a couple more, reaching the arm up. Take a breath in, and we come down, exhale, press the elbow down to the floor. Good, and one more, reaching up and hold. Good, come down to the floor. Good, and now if you can, try to get both of your elbows down to the floor, if you can. There you go, good. Take a few long breaths. You should feel both of your hip flexors. It's a nice stretch. Hold it there for a few more counts. Good, and slowly come up. What we're going to do is we're going to shift the hips back. So I'm going to lift the front toe, and I'm just going to hold it there. Yeah, try to stretch that knee. the front knee. There you go. You should feel a stretch in the hamstring. It would be best if you can have your hands on the outside, not on the inside. There you go. One arm on each side of the foot. And you can kind of rock forward and back. If the stretch is hurting a little bit, you can move your foot a little bit forward and back. Bring the hips front and back to feel a deeper stretch in the hamstring. Good. And let's go ahead and switch the sides. Bring your other leg forward into a 90-degree angle. Let me turn to the other side. So, yeah, there we go. We're going to extend the back leg out a little bit. Hands are going to be on the inside, lengthening the spine. And again, my hips are not up here. I'm pressing the hips down. My knee is aligned with my toe, and we're just going to hold it with the hand on the inside of the knee for a few breaths. Good, and let's do some twist reaches. So we're going to reach up to the ceiling, bring the elbow down to the floor as much as you can. Again, one side is going to be a little bit tighter than the other side. Try to get that elbow close to the floor. Good, and reach up, good. Back down to the floor. And let's go one more time. Reach up. Come close to the floor. When you're ready, try to get those elbows to the floor, feeling a deeper stretch in that hip flexor. Good, make sure we're taking long breaths. Myself included, because it's really hard to breathe when you're in pain. You don't want to think about breathing. Good, and come back. We're going to stretch this front leg forward. My hands are on both sides of my leg. My toe is off the ground. I'm going to shift my hips back a little bit, stretching out that hamstring. And we can keep it moving by kind of just rocking I'm kind of moving my toe forward and back, shifting my weight, so I'm moving as I'm holding that hamstring stretch. And we want to think about lengthening the spine. So don't like curve up here. Try to lengthen the spine as much as you can. And breathe as we are moving in this painful hamstring stretch. Good. Okay, let's finish off with one more hip flexor stretch. So whatever leg is forward, you can keep that leg forward. What we're going to do now is we're going to bring the hips forward. So from this position, I'm going to bring my pelvis as close to my heel as I can. So I'm going to pass. So this is where my foot position is. I'm going to add a weight. And if that feels comfortable, you're going to bring your upper body into this position. There you go. And again, we're not back here. Press the hips forward. And you should feel the back leg, the back hip flexor. Good, try to keep your chest upright. And the goal is to get, you okay, Marco? Yeah. Let me unmute you so I can hear you.
Yeah,
Your knee is hurting?
Yeah, I couldn't. Can I get
your back knee? Okay, if your back knee is hurting, you have to pull. So the back. Let me do it on the floor so you can see. If your back knee is hurting, you have too much. It's too close to the body, so you have to extend it out so that you're not on the kneecap.
Okay.
You're probably hurting your kneecap. Yeah, so extend it back out a little bit more, and then have your, yeah, there you go. Was that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then if you can, have your hands up, and again, press the hips forward, opening that chest. Good, a few more breaths, and then we'll switch sides. Did you already switch the other side?
No.
Okay. I have to stop, so I don't know which side you were on. Okay, now let's switch sides. Again, if you feel your knee is too close, you wanna reach that back leg out so that you're not on the kneecap. And then you can also turn the leg, rotate it a little bit so you're on the inside part of the knee. Press the hips forward, widening the chest, shoulders open. We won't go into the second part of this stretch because it's a little bit complicated and we're kind of running out of time. So what we're gonna do is, I will try to explain this to you as best as I can. You're gonna take this knee, bring it close to your, here, so we're sitting down. So bring that knee, there you go, good, sit. Now what you're gonna do is, your right leg is forward, so you're gonna take your left hand, hug your knee, and twist the body. Yeah, twist the body, so you're gonna look back. Good, try to bring that knee close to the body. There you go, and lift the spine up. Good. Try to make sure both of your sit bones are on the floor. Good, and switch sides. So your other leg is on top. Hug with your opposite arm. There you go. Lift the spine up and look back. Reach back, but we're twisting. Good, and just reach both of your legs forward. And we'll finish up with a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Reach up, touch the toes, or whatever you can. And then just relax in this position. Drop the head, drop the shoulder. Shoulders. Hold it there for a few breaths. And we will stop here for today. How do you feel, Marco?
I feel great. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm trying to do some stretches. What happened?
Saying I did not think it was going to be this, I don't know, intense.
Really?
In a good, like, it's
In a
really,
good way.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to kind of figure out what people want more of. So if you have any, like, if you feel some tightness or anything, let me know so I can kind of gear towards that. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope we'll have more people next time.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Take care, Marco. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.